On yesterday's podcast, I promoted this. I told you that I would be talking about this today on today's show, but I'm really, really upset. I am a baseball fan. Yes, baseball is dying. Baseball is struggling right now. It used to be America's pastime, but it is no longer that. NFL is the king. Football. I would even put college football ahead of Major League Baseball at this point. The last 10 years I spent in Tampa. Now, Tampa has 3 professional sports teams, okay? We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we got the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, they're not really the Tampa Bay Rays because one of the biggest problems that the Rays have had, and a lot of the people, listeners, and people that I've come in contact with, they said the big problem was that the team is in St. Pete. The team is not in Tampa. You have to cross the Howard Franklin, go into St. Pete, go down 275, and travel a pretty good ways just to get to the Trop to see the Rays play. So they are already struggling more than any other team in Major League Baseball right now when it comes to attendance, people supporting the team. Now, with this whole pandemic going on, Major League Baseball has been pushed back. Most likely, they're only going to play pretty much a little over a half a season. They're going to split the teams in 3 divisions, as far as I know. That's what they've been talking about. They're going to separate the teams in regions. There's going to be an East, there's going to be a Central, and there's going to be a West. So it's all going to be mixed up, and I think this is a good opportunity right now for baseball to cash in with their fans. When they first start off, they're not going to be playing with fans. They're going to be playing in empty stadiums. But Blake Snell, now, if you're not a baseball fan, you probably have not heard of him. Blake Snell is one of the ace studs on the Tampa Bay Rays baseball team. And he came out. Now, I've really never heard Blake Snell talk. I'm really interested in, and I'm going to have to do a little bit of research to find out his background. Because hearing him talk for the first time, you can tell that he grew up in the hood or an African-American community. And there's nothing wrong with that. Actually, it makes me like Blake Snell even more. But if it wasn't for him putting his foot in his mouth, somebody needs to come to him. His agent, his manager, his publicist need to come to him and tap him on the shoulder and say, Blake, you need to burn a timeout on this whole opinion that you have. Blake's been playing. Blake Snell has been doing a lot of online gaming. He's been streaming it so people can check him out. Now, during one of his online gaming streams, he went off on a little bit of a rant. And I think this is just a bad look for him, especially what our country is going through right now with as many people that are laid off and are out of work.
No, I'm not splitting no revenue. I want all mine. Bro, y'all gotta understand too, because y'all gonna be like, bro, Blake, play for the love of the game, man. What's wrong with you, bro? Money should not be a thing. Bro, I'm risking my life.
Blake Snell is acting like he is a nurse or doctor having to put on PPE every single day just so he doesn't get the coronavirus. Dude, you're a pitcher. You maybe pitch 1-2 times a week at most. And if you wanted to, let's be honest, Blake, if you wanted to, you could keep away from people. Yes, you're going to be around your teammates, but you're not going to have to be around any fans right now. You're going to be playing in front of empty stadiums. So please, Blake, tell me, how the fuck are you risking your goddamn life?
What do you mean it should not be a thing? It 100% should be a thing. If I'm going to play, I should be getting the money I signed to be getting paid.
Let me start off by saying, Blake, you have worked your ass off. You have done nothing but the best that you can do to make it into the majors. It's a hard thing to do. You got to get through 3 divisions of minor league, then get to the majors, get into the rotation, and make a name for yourself. You have busted your ass. I'm not taking anything away from you, Blake. You have worked your ass off, and you did sign a contract, but we're living in different times right now. You're not even going to play a full season this year. So let's not act like you're going to be taking a pay cut. You're playing less games. And yes, I know it's not your fault, but guess what? That's the ropes. Those are the chips that have been laid out on the table for you, and you just got to deal with it right now. Do you realize that there are a lot of people that are out of work? Over 36 million Americans. The same people that go to the ballpark, buy an $8 hot dog and a $15 beer to support you and watch you pitch. You're playing a game, Blake. You're playing a game. You're not doing anything to really help out anybody. Yes, you're entertaining people, but you're playing a game. You're a pitcher. Just be happy with what you're getting. Even if you had to take half of what you're getting, you're still going to be a goddamn millionaire.
I should not be getting half of what I'm getting paid because the season's cut in half on top of a $33 33% cut of the half that's already there. So I'm really getting like 25%. On top of that, it's getting taxed.
All right, I gotta call bullshit. Bullshit. You live in Florida, Blake. No state income tax. Yes, if you played up in New York, you'd be getting a federal tax and a state income tax. Yes, you're getting dinged federally. But you should be happy. You're playing in the state of Florida, the state that all the celebrities, Oprah, Tiger, yes, that's why all these athletes and famous people get their residence in the state of Florida to get around. It's a loophole, so you do not have to pay a state income tax. So please, don't bitch or complain about being taxed. We're all taxed, Blake. We're all taxed.
So imagine how much I'm actually making to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't making shit.
So what? You're not making shit? Just looked it up, Blake. If you take all the cuts after taxes, you'll be bringing home $1.75 million. Yeah, I know it's minuscule compared to what you would be making, but what about those people? Those people, the hardworking blue-collar guys that have been working all their lives, never gotten unemployment. They've never taken government assistance in their life because they've always worked. What about those guys? Some of those families have maybe 2 or 3 kids and they're out of work. Like, what are they supposed to do? Especially here in the state of Florida, man, with all the problems that we've been having with the unemployment website, people not being able to get the benefits that they've paid into, the money that was taken out of their paychecks on a weekly basis. You know, that's the thing about it. A lot of people are like, oh, I've never been on government assistance. I don't want to get help from the government. You know what? I don't think most people realize that money is taken out of your paycheck every time you get paid. If it's a week or every 2 weeks, whatever it may be, money is taken out of your check to go into unemployment, to help other people out, as well as help you out if you ever need it. Now, with this unemployment website being fucked up the way that it is right now, Blake, a lot of people aren't getting paid. And you know what? They would be happy to make a tenth of what your $1.75 million that you're going to be making if you play this year and you're going to sit out. I got to tell you, if I was the Rays, I would tell you to pound sand. I would actually get rid of you. You know, that's bad for business. You are a bad investment right now. You saying this turns the fans off and it's going to keep them from the trap that they already don't go to. Now you're just telling people, I don't give a fuck about you as the fans. I'm sitting out because I'm pissed off. I'm going to be a big baby just because I'm only making $1.75 million. And don't get me wrong, like I said previously, you earned it. You've busted your ass, but we're just in a different type of area right now. We've never been through this as a country in modern day. The last time we went through this was back in 1918 with the Spanish flu. Not only are you a baseball player, yes, your performance on the field counts, but you also have an image, Blake. You have an image. You have fans. Because fans, you're going to get endorsements and you're going to make more money. But right now, just be honest with yourself, Blake. Just take a step back, look through the eyes of the fans that come and pay your salary. Support your salary and see you play a goddamn game. And you're going to bitch that you're only going to make $1.75 million when Joe Blow out there, American citizen, can't even feed his fucking kids? And you're going to complain about that? I would cut you if I was the owner of the Rays.
And on top of that, so all that money's gone. And now I play risking my life.
Once again, Blake, you're playing a goddamn game. You're a pitcher. You play 2 times a week. You have to pitch and take them out 2 times a week. It's not like you're a position player where you got to play 162 games and get like 5 cuts a game at the plate. No, you're not having to do that. You're in the American League. You don't even have to hit. And you're going to say you're risking your life? Jesus goddamn Christ. This is the most ridiculous fucking thing that I have ever heard in my life from any professional athlete. It's ridiculous. Do you think, for a minute, I'll just give you a scenario right now. Do you think if the owner of the Tampa Bay Lightning, Jeffrey Vinik, what do you think Jeffrey Vinik would do if and I know Steve Stamkos would never do this because he's a class act. He's a pro. He doesn't put his foot in his mouth while playing Twitch video games. He doesn't do that. But I know for goddamn sure if one of Jeffrey Vinik's players on the Tampa Bay Lightning came out and said something like that, their ass would be fucking canned. They would be gone. And that's the difference. That is the difference between the franchises. That is why the Tampa Bay Lightning right now is the most popular professional sports team in the Bay Area. And this is Florida, the hottest goddamn place in the United States. It's a hockey town. Tampa Bay is a hockey town because they have ownership that keeps their players in line. And that would not happen in the Tampa Bay Lightning organization.
And if I get the Rona, on top of that, if I get the Rona, guess what happens with that? Oh yeah, that's in my body forever. That damage is not going to be like the damage that was done to my body. That's going to be there forever.
Blake, you're 27. You would be fine. I just read and I heard Ron DeSantis say this today in his press conference. Nobody under the age of 25 has died from the coronavirus in the state of Florida, as far as I know. I mean, those stats could be off. I get mixed stats all the time when it comes about this virus. But you'll be fine, Blake. You'll be fine.
So now I got to play with that on top of that. So y'all got to understand, man, for me to take a pay cut is not happening because the risk is through the roof.
All right, let's break this down. Blake, yes, you did win the Cy Young back in 2018. Bravo. But I'm looking at your career stats here, and you're only 10 games over 500. What's up with that, man? Better winning percentage, and your ERA, good, not great. I mean, it's a little over 3 right now, and maybe you can work on that. I mean, they're not Hall of Fame numbers quite yet. Yes, you did win the Cy Young. Not a lot of pitchers have done that, but you need to prove yourself over time. You're not a veteran in the league right now. You're just starting out. Yeah, you had a couple of good seasons, Blake, but that all could go downhill. It could go downhill very easily.
It's a shorter season, less yeah, man, I gotta get my money. I'm not playing unless I get mine. Okay, and
I would love to see how Blake Snell's tune would change if management would have came to him and said, you know what, Blake, we don't need you this season. It's going to be shorter. We'll be fine just without you. Go home. We won't pay you. You can Twitch stream all you want to and live off of Twitch bits. You can get bits from the people that watch you play video games, and that's how you'll make your money.
That's just the way it is for me. Like, I'm sorry if you guys think differently, but the risk is way the hell higher and the amount of money I'm making is way lower. Why would I think about doing that? Like, I'm sorry. So in my head, I'm preparing for next season. And I'm actually preparing for right now as if I'm preparing for next season. Like, it's super weird, man.
It's only weird because you're making it weird. You get paid to do a job. Yes, you did have a contract. Contracts should be honored, but we're in different circumstances right now. Everybody is. You're not going to have fans there. The team that's paying you is not going to have fans there. They're not going to be making as much money. So a lot of people are out of work, man. Goddamn, people cannot feed their fucking families. And this asshole that gets paid to play a game is bitching that he's going to make $1.75 million. Fuck Blake Snell. Blake, fuck you. If I ever saw you in St. Pete, I would fucking tell you. I'm not a violent person, but if I saw you, I'd have to let you know. I'd have to let you know how much of a goddamn scumbag you are.
More Twitch streams for us, that's facts. Because I'm just saying, man, it just doesn't make sense for me to lose all of that money and then go play and then be on lockdown, not around my family, not around the people I love, and get paid way the hell less, and then the risk of injury runs every time I step on the field. So it's not worth it. It's not. I love baseball to death. It's just not worth it.
You might love baseball, but I don't think baseball likes you right now, Blake. I think you're the bad guy. You're wearing the black hat right now when it comes to baseball players. People are going to hate you for this statement, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all, especially what the average everyday American citizen is going through right now, and you're going to bitch about making $1.75 million. You can fuck off. Really, you can fuck off. Go up to the top of the Skyway Bridge right now, jump the fuck off, and you would do us all a favor so we didn't have to hear your ungrateful fucking ass bitching on a Twitch stream because you're going to be making $1.75 million. Yeah, I think we would all be much happier if you did that, Blake. Do us a favor. Go to the top of the Skyway. Park your car up there. I don't know what kind of car you drive. I'm sure it's a nice car because you're making money for being only 10 games over 500, which I don't think you're worth it. Yes, you've had a couple of good seasons, but prove it over time, man. Be a Hall of Famer. Be a career pitcher like a Smoltz, a Glavine, or a Maddox. Just do it. You know what? They didn't bitch about it. They showed up and they played. And you know what? If they went through this right now with this pandemic that everybody's going through right now, they would shut up, pitch, and play.